Hi, I'm James Dean. Welcome back to the mini-series on study tips. So far, we have covered verbs, word count, and references and citations. On today's video, we're going to cover mindset, which is a bit of a weird one to cover, but it's one of the biggest areas where I see people falling down when it comes to their study. So we know how we're going to approach verbs, we know how we're going to word count, we know how we're going to reference and cite it. So the next one we're going to talk about is mindset. And it's a really weird thing to do, but the question I ask a lot of people who are panicking and stuck and in this sort of free fall is, at the moment, are you trying to study to learn or are you trying to study to pass? And it's a question that stops a lot of people and they go, well, I don't know what you I'm trying to pass. Well, if you're trying to pass, a lot of people why are you trying to make things harder on yourself? Why are you trying to create these structures and this research and this evidence? And if you're just trying to pass and you're not trying to learn at this moment in time, because if you're writing your assessment, you are in that process where you're just writing to pass. Why make it more difficult for yourself? And I've got kind of an example. So if we take from the CIPD level 5 qualification 5001 question 2.5, which is assess the importance of well-being at work and the different factors which impact well-being. That's one of the questions that's in there, and you might be thinking, oh, well, do you know what? Maybe resilience, maybe that could be a good sort of, the impact of well-being at work. And maybe we could do a bit of digging into things such as employee life cycle and how that impacts well-being. Maybe we could do things like sick leave and analyze sick leave. When there's a path of there's a path of least resistance. So yes, you could look at resilience at work. You could look at all the different things like nutrition, sleep, timescales, travel, distance. You could look at all these different things. And what you would find when you start researching these to write your answer is there's not as much evidence as if you just went, well, the importance of well-being at work and different factors there's loads of that's gone on hybrid and flexible working. So there's loads of research out there at the moment. So the easiest way for me to answer this would be to look into hybrid and flexible working. That is the path of least resistance. That is what's going to get me this pass. That is what's going to get me through this module. And sometimes what we see learners do is they find themselves in a crossroads between, I'm really interested in this and I want to dig into it further, but it doesn't directly connect to the question that I'm interested in. And when you ask them the question, well, at this moment in time, are you studying to learn or are you studying to pass? They have that eureka moment. Well, actually, I'm just trying to pass this unit, because once I can pass this unit, I can spend my time researching about resilience models and understanding that, because I've got the tools that CIPD taught me, which is like that critical evaluation, the research thing. So I know what I want to do, but at this moment in time, I just want to pass this unit. And that's kind of one of the things that we see, that people get stuck in this idea of, oh, I really want to look into this, but it doesn't directly correlate to the question. And they try to make it correlate and then create this big stress and pressure. They try and read everything on every subject instead of going, well, does it answer the question? Is there enough evidence for me to be able to do my action points, my references, my word count? Does it all connect together? Why do I need to do any more? Because at this moment in time, I want to pass. And that's just, people have got to realize that you go in different stages. You go through stages where you're learning and you're a sponge and you're ready to learn. And that might be when you start the unit, you want to learn as much of it as possible. But once you start writing, you're playing in and I'll probably cover this in the next video, you're playing in a forgetting curve. Information's falling out of your head faster than you're putting it in. So right now you need to focus on writing and passing. And then once you finish, you can focus on learning and relearning and recovering and going, that really interests me, so I'm going to learn more about that. You're in a qualification syllabus at this moment in time. So you're studying in a structure and you're studying in an assessment structure, not in a learning structure. So sometimes it's about just recognizing where you are at that moment in time and focusing on it in that particular way. So yeah, that's kind of where I would advise people to go. Just ask yourself that question. What is your mindset at this moment in time? Am I studying to learn? Am I studying to pass? And it will flip throughout the entire qualification. But I would say once you start writing, you're studying to pass at that moment in time. Because what you don't want to do is learn, forget it all, have to learn again, forget it all, have to learn again, and pick something really difficult for yourself when you could pick something easy and make your life a whole lot easier. Please make sure that you check back in for more of our study tips. And yeah, I think the next one is the last one. So make sure that you tune in for that one.